Welcome again to the Coach's Desk with Coach Minzy. And we have a very special guest in studio today. She is the four-time national champion, 2015 world champion, 2019 bronze medalist. And she is the record holder at 100-meter hurdles in 12.32 seconds, which she ran in 2019, that's last year. Viewers and subscribers, let's welcome Danielle Williams to the Coach's Desk. Miss Williams, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's a privilege for us to have you here on the Coach's Desk. Let's jump right into it, Danielle. Where did this track and field love all started?
I have no idea. I really don't know. Track and field is just synonymous with Jamaica. I think like if you're from Jamaica, you have to do track and field at some point in time, whether it be from the very beginning in basic school or at some point in time, you have to do it. And so I got introduced, I think, in prep school around age 6 or so, and it's just stuck.
Awesome. When did you realize that you actually have this talent?
I want to say it was about 2010, and that was when I made my first national team as a junior to Carifta and World Junior Championships. So I think, and then I went on to finish fourth at World Junior Championship. And at that point, I was like, okay, maybe I have a little bit of talent to do this.
There. Now, Danielle, I want you to tell the viewers and the track and field fans, which high school did you attend?
Queen School for Girls.
And what was your champs accomplishment like?
I didn't really do much at champs. I was never one of the winners. I think my last year, which was 2010, I won the 100 meter and the hurdles. Something like that. I don't remember. It was so long ago. But yeah, I was always a finalist, but never a winner in my champs years.
Okay. Now, you were approached by a university, one Johnson C. Smith University, to take up a scholarship. You want to tell us how did that go?
It was pretty straightforward. There wasn't any recruiting process. I knew Coach Graham. He coached my sister in high school, so I knew him from a very young age. And he pretty much told me that I'm coming to his school, and I said, okay, and that was it.
All right, kudos there to Coach Graham, that's Lennox Graham, the coach of World Championship 2015, hurdles winner there, Danielle Williams. So we have to big up Coach Graham. Now, you made your first World Championship team in 2013. You want to tell us about that experience?
It was new at that point in time. I really didn't have aspirations of, going on the world stage and racing all the big names that you've seen that I grew up watching running. And so I went into the national championship, and it was just, having fun. Coach told me that nobody really expects me to go out there and win or make the team anyway. So it's more about taking stripes as it is. Got into the World Championships, really had no idea what to expect. I think I could call it, I got starstruck a bit, seeing all the big names there, racing against your idols and people you look up to. So it was a humbling experience. It really taught me what to expect going forward. And I could credit that experience to being the catalyst to what started my professional career.
2015, many did not know the name Danielle Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Shocked the world by winning the 100-meter hurdles and becoming a world champion. Tell us about that race.
That race is probably one of the races that I can't remember. When I say can't remember, I mean I could tell you every race that I run, things that I did in the race, where I went wrong, where I did really well in the race, but that race for some reason it's just a blur. So I guess I was just running and not really thinking of execution or anything. But yeah, going into 2015 World Championships, as you said, many people didn't know the name. And my goal that I set for myself was to run a personal best. Every time I step on the track, I want to run a personal best. But the goal was to run a personal best and to make it to the finals. And I did both in the semifinals. I ran a personal best and I made it to the final. And so if the championship had ended for me at that moment in time, I would have been satisfied because I achieved my goals. But going into the final, it was just running, really. Forget everything. This is the last race. Forget everything and just do your best. Last one, best one, and leave it all on the track. And I think that's what I did. And surprisingly, to myself and to many others, I was the victor in that race. That was the way it was designed to happen, I guess. I didn't do anything special to win. I just went out there and did my best effort.
And thereon, you became a household name in track and field, and in particular, the 100-meter hurdles. You're one of the top female sprint hurdlers out there right now. Now, jumping over to 2019, you had an exceptional year there. However, coming into the national championship, you had a little miss up there where you were disqualified. There were some controversy where the race was concerned. Tell us what went through your mind when they called back that race and the person came over with that red card.
When they called back the race, obviously we know when the gun goes twice, some mishap had happens. And so I was like, okay, what's this now? Because in my mind, it was a clean start. And so they called back the race, and I'm sitting on the block, and we're watching the replay on the screen, and I'm like, okay, we can't see anything to see why they would call back a race. And then the guy came out with the red card, and immediately I'm thinking, no, this can't be right. I mean, it looked, for all intents and purposes, it looked like, in my mind, it was a clean start. And so I was like, okay, this can't be happening. This isn't real. And so and my immediate thought was, okay, what do we do? You asked to run on the protest, and that at that point was denied. And so I'm like, there has to be some reprieve for something. It just can't go that way. And so that was the only thought that I had. Like, this is the national trials to pick teams to go forth. As far as I can tell, it wasn't a faulty start in my mind, and based on what I saw on the screen. And so it was just to stand my ground and to get my chance to be selected.
Yes, we saw Garth Gale came out there on track. We saw your coach, Lennox Graham, came out there, and they went into a huddle and they spoke. Mm-hmm. I am not aware, but watching that, you were very adamant that you wanted to run. I'm not sure if you went to the monitor to check on the reaction time to see if your reaction time was the one that would have caused that race to be called back. What transpired in that conversation?
I wasn't privy to that conversation. I wasn't over there at that time. I was still on the track, so I don't know what was said. But I did go to the screen, and I was shown a time. I don't know if it's the heat of the moment or the excitement, adrenaline, everything, but I can't remember the time that I was shown. But I remember thinking that this doesn't seem like a legit reaction time based on reaction times I know.
So in your mind, Danielle, you thought that the track officials they made an error? Because persons in the stands were saying that they heard a sound before the gun actually went off.
They made an error. I don't know what. I cannot assume or anything. I really don't know what's going on. But I do know that over the years, there have been issues with whether it be false start given to athletes who haven't been false started. I mean, we could see the trend at the national championships, tramps, everything. So I don't know if it's faulty equipment. I don't know if they made an error. I do not know what it was. All I can say is that in my mind, it was a clean start. In my mind, I reacted with the gun. So I don't know.
All right, great. Let us move from that incident there, because I would assume that coming out of that incident, it would have give you the inner drive and the added determination to go out and do well on the circuit? Was that the case?
I guess you could say that, to be honest. Once I left the Jamaica and I came back to my base and I spoke to my coach, my focus was just on completing the season and the goals that I had set for myself. Obviously, the World Championship was one such goals, but I had other goals that I set, and I'm still a professional athlete. I still have to go out and run and do my job, and so that was on the back burner from that moment forward.
Awesome. And you went ahead and you had a dream season, as some would say. You did exploits on the track. You won your diamond races, and you were ranked #1 going into the World Championship. The J3s, they were a bit adamant that they weren't going to select you, but because of the exploits that you did on the track, they had no choice because you came out as a diamond winner. How was that pressure, though, going into the World Championship, being that you had to qualify for the team through winning the Diamond League?
There was no pressure. To be honest, winning the Diamond League was the goal at the beginning of the season. So whether or not whatever happened at Charles didn't happen, I still had winning the Diamond League trophy as my goal. So either way I took it, I think I would have been on the World Championship team anyways. And so there was no pressure, absolutely no pressure. I was just going out there and trying to execute and do everything that I've in practice on the circuit.
Awesome. Now, probably I see this as one of your biggest races to date, right? Because with the controversy that followed you throughout that season, I'm talking about the finals of the World Championship in Doha there last year. Some persons might want you to fail or wanted you to fail at that time to justify that your non-selection actually would have been justified. Some wanted you to do well because of the stellar season that you had. Walk us through that race, because I spoke to your coach and I asked him what went through his mind when you crossed the line and he saw that you were in a medal position. What went through your mind when you actually came across the line in that medal position?
I was initially disappointed because I thought that was the worst race I ran all season. There were a lot of things going on in the background that most people don't know, and so I was disappointed in myself because I didn't execute the race how I should have. I think it was the worst executed race all season. And so disappointed, but also proud of myself because I really, really, really battled in that race to come back and get a medal. Because I'm not sure people, they don't really analyze the race as how we would analyze the race. So in analyzing the race, I realized that at some point, at probably mid-race, I was out of medal contention and I really had to run and race myself back into medals. So I was really proud of myself for that fact.
Great, because watching that race again on the replay on YouTube, I realized that you didn't have the start that you would have wanted. From a coach's point of view, watching it, I realized that you did not get the start and you had to be racing rather than hurdling, and that was an issue there because it wasn't fluent and the stride cadence was not there, the patterns, so it was a bit rushy for you. So we saw that in that race. But tell us quickly, Danielle, your sibling rivalry. You want to tell us a little bit about that? You and your sister are doing the same event.
I wouldn't say we have a sibling rivalry. We just do the same event. I want her to win. She wants me to win. We compete when we step on the track. That's as far as it goes. There's not much of a rivalry.
Okay. And I'm sure that you would have also have a good relationship where she encourages you, like you say, and you do the same. Awesome. Now, I can also remember, Danielle, the disappointment that you'd have had in the lead up to Rio when you had a mishap in that race. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Olympic trials 2016 to date, that's probably the lowest moment of my career so far. To be honest, going into that race, I was not in the mental frame that I should have been in to compete. And so I had a lot of outside noises distracting me. And as a result of that, I think that's what happened, because I wasn't focused. As I heard, like, you have to be focused on the 10 front of you. If you take your attention off of any barrier, then you're going to run into difficulty. And so I wasn't fully focused on the hurdles in front of me, and as a result of that, I got really close to one and I crashed into it, and there ended my Olympic dreams.
Okay, and I'm sure that would have been a great
Mhm.
disappointment for you. But with being a professional athlete, you'd have had the mental and you came back great after that. So I want to
Yes.
say, well done. Now,
Thank
Danielle, COVID-19 has wreaked havoc on sporting events right across the globe. And I'm sure you would have been looking forward to this season in competing. You had a pretty decent season opener. You want to tell us if you would have been achieving the goals that you would have set out thus far for this season, or were the goals shifted because of COVID? And what are you looking forward to for the rest of the season going into next year, Olympic year?
The goals have shifted drastically. As a matter of fact, I have no goals for this season anymore. All goals have been put forward to 2021. COVID has pretty much shut down everything. At this point in time, we would have been at the Olympic Games, and so we haven't even started a season as yet. So for right now, it's just a matter of staying in trying to weaknesses and for next year, so I could have similar success as I had last year. I don't think that I would be having much of a season, as far as I can tell. Training against competition, so yeah, COVID has shut everything down, and so we're just trying to get strong for next year.
Awesome, and we wish you all the best going into another Olympic. We hope that you make the team this time around and that you will continue to do well on the track in that special event, the 100-meter hurdles. Any final words that you want to share with us, because we're out of time, Danielle?
Um, not really. I guess I just hope everyone is staying safe and doing the best that they can to protect themselves against this disease, that the virus that's going around, and that's about it.
Thank you very much, Danielle Williams. Thanks for sharing those thoughts to the public out there. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity here on Coach's Desk. Thank you for your time. Thank you for speaking to us on your track career and your future goals. Again, we wish you all the best, and we hope that you continue to represent the country well. Do yourself proud and your family proud. Have an
Thank you
awesome.
so much. Bye.
You're welcome.